Hey guys, it's me, Bryson Ducharme, aka Ginger Sexton. I finally want to come and talk to you about why it gets better. You see, for the longest time, I always thought that there was something wrong with me. I always thought that I was nothing or that I was different. And I was even told that by my father, who told me that, God, when I was, I think, 11 years old, if I wouldn't stop acting like such a fag, that he was going to dress me up in a pink bra and panties and parade me around our small little community, which was a farm town in northeastern Colorado. This was even after my parents were divorced, which was crazy, because I don't know, we didn't ever really get along or see eye to eye, because I was always different, not the boy he wanted to be. I never played football. I never was built for that. I always loved theater and the stage and mom's heels. That's just me. You know, after we moved from Eaton in 6th grade and not fitting in and not wanting to be the farm guru technician that my whole entire family had been our whole lives, I started hanging out with a different group of people when I moved in 6th grade and started pretending I was a gangster and wearing baggy clothes, and I even burned my finger with a lighter so that I could try and fit in, because I just wanted to be that person. I just wanted to be liked. I wanted to be loved. I wanted not to be beat up, not to be called a fag, and it was hard. I had many struggles. I was very depressed when we moved. I didn't have any friends. I quickly made the wrong friends, obviously, and I started drinking when I was 13. I even tried having relations with a woman, which only spiraled out of control even more, because instead of them accepting me at that point as a straight man, I was just the boy who was trying to cover up something. I was like a government conspiracy or whatever. And it spiraled even more, and I heard the word fag more times than I can even tell you in the last couple of years that I was in Fort Collins. I even, on my way walking home from school one day, got attacked. I mean, this happened a lot, but the last one was kind of the deal breaker. They busted my glasses in my face and in my eyes, and my mom, being the amazing woman that she is, took my baseball bat and went after them. Thank God they didn't go to their car, because they had a gun in the car, and it could have been a lot worse, but she definitely did her animal instincts and was going to protect me. A few years later in high school, I was told by a school counselor and our on-duty officer that if I wasn't so apparent, things like that wouldn't happen to me, which didn't make sense coming from a person of authority, but I believed it, and I started trying to hide myself in a shell, which I'm not that person. Once I came out fully, I was definitely okay with who I am, and I still am to this day. I don't understand why you have to hide who you are, or have to pretend to be somebody different, because being yourself is so amazing. You know, I was very suicidal, especially not having your school counselor there, the one that you talk to, the one that you tell your most deepest, darkest secrets to, tell you not to be so apparent, and things like that wouldn't happen to you. I don't understand that, but it is what it is, I guess. Maybe that, I don't know. But, you know, I became very fond of drinking. I used to be a cutter, because I thought that one day I could eventually just cut through the skin deep enough to bleed out and die. And then my cousin committed suicide and changed everything. That was when I was 16 years old. I lost my best friend, who knew everything about me before anybody else, and I still miss him to this day, because he was everything that I had. I mean, he knew every single piece about me. He knew me from start to finish, and I just wish he would have gotten help, or could have gotten help. Later on, though, I moved from Fort Collins after the man that my mom was supposed to marry told me that no faggot would live in his house, and I moved in with my ex. Moved to Denver at 17, and transferred to a new school, which more amazing things happened to me. The principal and vice principal told me if anything were to happen, to report that to them, and when I did, nothing was ever in the file. I got called fag on a daily basis, which it was pretty much just my name at that point. I think even now, looking back, everybody remembers me as the only out kid in school, and I mean, my God, I was class of 2000. That's not that long ago, but I guess it is that long ago. I remember being spit on. One day I even had one of the jocks throw soup in my face. Hot soup, like a ramen noodle of some sort. And they all just laughed. It was probably one of the most humiliating things I've ever had to deal with, besides my drama teacher, who was also our director for the play, told me to stop being such a faggot on the stage. Otherwise, he was going to give my part away to somebody else, and I told him, fuck you, and left. And I never looked back. I went to a second opportunity school, or whatever you want to call it, second chance school, graduated with honors, and spoke at graduation, in which my father actually showed up, which was crazy. Even though he hates me because I'm gay, it was probably one of the best moments, but then also got taken away when I found out he was there just to use that so that he didn't have to pay back child support to my mom. So, whoa, I know, a lot, deep. But it gets better. I thought at that point I was in love with the person I was with and had been for many years, and later on it turns out it wasn't. It was just a really good friendship after the years. When I found out that I was HIV positive, just a mere 8 years ago now, it was probably one of the hardest things to deal with, as I was in the hospital alone. It was 3 days before Thanksgiving, and I had to call my mom and sister, scared and desperate for love and understanding and normality. I just wanted to be normal, and I knew at that point that I never would be again, and that I was different and forever changed. But I didn't let it get me down. I've started the Apocalyptic Ball, which some of you know about, and I've raised a lot of amazing monies for people who are less fortunate than I am. I have since found the love of my life, and this year, actually, God, in less than a month and a half, I'm getting married to him, and will be with him the rest of my life. And it does get better. It can always get better. You may think that you're alone, and you may think that nobody's there for you, but somebody is always there for you, I promise. And if anything, you can always Facebook me or Facebook stalk me. Just find me or find somebody. Call your local Metro Crisis Center or the suicide hotline. Please. It gets better. I trust me, it does. Just stay true to you and be yourself, because you're okay. And everything's going to be okay. I'm living proof of that. I mean, there's so much negative in the world that can happen, but it's up to you to take that and make it something positive. It's up to you to just be you and be beautiful, because you are just the way you are. Anyway, that's my story in a nutshell. Over and out.